So, these are direct words from Fabrizio Romano. Gyokeres was keen to move to Manchester United before the Europa League final, before they didn't qualify for the Champions League. However, he is still open to assessing all options, and it's not Champions League or nothing. United will have the chance to sign him, but it depends on sales. Now, I think that is a very, very big, significant update, and I'll tell you why. Because many people might have remembered, forgot this in the hysteria, I suppose, from the Europa League final against Spurs. But Fabrizio, in the hours leading up to that final, literally said that Manchester United have got a really good chance of getting Gyokeres. There's strong interest, and he's interested in United. There's not really been an update from Romano since then, to be honest. So this is significant as to where we are, because, as I said, we've had other people saying stuff, but where we are is that, whether you like it or not, Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein are the two most trusted sources around Manchester United for a very good reason. They were brilliant last year because the club gave them the information, and nothing really will change this year. I mean, I know there's people out there that think that they're getting the information, but I still think it will be Romano and Ornstein this summer. So when Fabrizio is basically saying that Gyokeres was open to joining Man United if we'd won the Europa League and got Champions League football, that verifies what we knew a couple of weeks ago. But this is new information that he's still open to assessing all options, and it's not just about having the Champions League. United have got a chance of signing him. So we are still in it. We still do have a chance. So I think that... Hello everybody, today's clip is supported by Sleeper. Before we dive in, let me tell you a bit more about Sleeper. This app is making serious waves. It was the #1 downloaded sports app in the US during the NFL season, even beating heavyweights such as ESPN and Yahoo. Sleeper isn't just popular, it's because they truly deliver the best fantasy experience. You get deeper customization, more league options, and all the bells and whistles that make managing your fantasy team a blast. But that's not all. Sleeper is growing a fantastic community with several million people using it daily for their sports fix. Sleeper has a broad appeal and is genuinely built for everyone. So, if you're looking to up your fantasy game, make sure to check out Sleeper by clicking the link in the video description. Trust me, you won't regret it. People saying it's not an update. Look, if you don't want to be here because you're negative people, just go. I had this yesterday about Casemiro and Meno, and I'll tell you again, Man United need to move somebody on if they want to buy a midfielder. You know, you can be in your Menu fan club, you can be in your Casemiro fan club. It's information and it's true. And this is information and it's true from Fabrizio Romano on a morning show. He hasn't said this before. So you can say no news, no update, but he hasn't said this before. And some of us see this as significant information. If you don't just go. You don't have to be here. Nobody forces you to get up in the morning at 10 o'clock and watch the United Stand. Some of us actually enjoy the community. Some of us actually enjoy what we've built over the last 10 years. And some of us are actually interested by the fact that Fabrizio Romano is giving an update, factually, that he hasn't given before about Gyokeres, that Gyokeres is open to a move to Manchester United without Champions League football, and United need to raise the money. Now, I understand that Ben Jacobs has said that, and you've got to give credit to Ben, but as I explained to some of you low IQ people before I said it, yes, I respect what Ben Jacobs has said, and yes, I respect what other people have said, but it doesn't escape from the fact that Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein are the two people that lead on Manchester United news. So we can believe others, but when Fabrizio and David Ornstein say it, it gives far more validity and weight to those people who go, I won't, like myself, who won't believe it until we hold up the shirt. So when I see Fabrizio Romano saying that Gyokeres is still open to a move to Manchester United without Champions League football, that to me pushes the needle closer towards that I'll believe it when he's holding up the shirt, and makes it more likely that he will be holding up the shirt. And if you had some patience, you might just wait for the story to be completed, because what I'm about to tell you here, maybe you do know because you know, you're so bloody such a bunch of know-it-alls. I'm not talking about everybody, I'm talking about the toxic minority, who better get a comfy cushion and sit down, because you're going to get sat down because you've jumped in too early. The second part to the story, which you don't know because this is live, is that with all English bookmakers, we are odds-on favourites to sign Gyokeres, and they very rarely get it wrong. So let me just read through some of them. Bet365, Manchester United favourites to sign Gyokeres. Ladbrokes, Manchester United favourite to sign Gyokeres, and not just favourites. We're odds-on to sign him. Liverpool are second at 6-1, and Arsenal are third. Liverpool are third at 6-1, and Arsenal are second at 3-1. Bet Victor, we are odds-on. Arsenal and Liverpool are 5-1. Bet MGM, Liverpool and Arsenal 5-1. Man United odds on. So we are Coral, Man United odds on. Liverpool 6-1. Arsenal 3-1. So we are the standout favourites by quite a considerable distance, with the vast majority of UK bookmakers to sign Gyokeres as of this moment. And that is significant because for the last few weeks, it has been Arsenal. Now, obviously, I wouldn't say run home, stick a bet on, or believe just what's happening with that. But for somebody who has been watching football and the transfer window for over 40 years, it's not very often, and I don't know whether Rob McCormack's in here, it's not very often that the bookmakers get it that wrong. So I think where we are this morning with the Romano update and what's happening with the bookmakers and what's happened in the last couple of days from people like Ben Jacobs, I would say this deal for Gyokeres is there to be done for Manchester United. It's about how aggressive we want to be. And obviously, we're focused on Mbeumo at the moment, and I don't know why. I don't know why we're not focusing on this deal as a priority, but it certainly looks like it is a deal that can be done. Sell to buy is such bullshit. Buy someone now, you have the rest of the summer to secure sales, says Rory. They'd just be scared they won't be able to sell Rashford, Sancho, etc., says Rory C. Well, I'm not going to get into it on this show. We're here to the news, so maybe I'll talk about it on the 8 o'clock show. Do you think there's a gentleman's agreement, says Dave? I think there's a lot of, I think it's very quiet around Gyokeres, but I think that is probably because of Arsenal. I think Arsenal were the favourites to get Gyokeres, but may have gone for Sesko. As I said on the show last night, if we're second choice, I don't really care as long as we get him. Cunha, Mbeumo and Gyokeres on paper is surely the best front three in the league, says Tony Marshall. I think you might be stretching a little bit, but I'm trying to think what a better front three there is. I think that's significant. I do. I know it's the weekend, and I understand that we sometimes have to deal with the toxic minority, I know, but I've been doing this for a very long time. I think a lot of you have been doing it for a very long time, and I think this is significant movement towards Gyokeres. A deal that I don't, normally I'd go 90% it's going to happen. This to me is too important to be, guessing or, I've got a feeling it's going to happen. I don't have a feeling it's going to happen. I'm just following the news on this one because I want it to happen so much, and I think a lot of you are in the similar boat to that. But yeah, look, I agree. Ben Jacobs said all of this anyway, but Fabrizio Romano coming out and saying it means he's got that information as well. And obviously, we're favourites to sign him with the bookies and multiple bookies as well, because Arsenal are drifting away. I don't like the fact that Liverpool might be drifting in, but look, this would be a major scoop for Manchester United. We've got no right to make this signing. He's one of the best strikers in Europe, factually, and we're not going to be in Europe. So we shouldn't be able to do this deal. If we can do this deal, then it would be incredible. And it's moving in the right direction, but let's just hold our horses and see what happens. But if I was United, I'd be doing this deal now. If we've got a chance of doing this deal, I'd be doing it now, which makes me think, has Gyokeres said, I just want to see what my options are? Is he holding out for something else? I don't know. We'll have to just follow the story. Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video because we all know only legends like videos and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching as always.